Assalamualaikum. My name is Asya Nureen and my roll number is 84025 and my topic of seminar is dandruff. So what is dandruff? Dandruff is a common scalp disorder. Those dry white flakes of skin you brush off your collar or shoulder is harmless. This is a condition of scalp that causes flakes of skin to appear. It is often accompanied by itching. It may be more visible if a person doesn't wash or brush their hair. This is very embarrassing and itchy. Skin cells that grow and die off too fast are the problem. We know that our skin cells are constantly replenishing themselves. In fact, every second 500 new skin cells are created, and as they move up through outer layer of your skin, the epidermis, they flatten out and harden until they fall off one by one. We didn't notice because skin falls off in such tiny microscopic pieces. Except for some people, from some parts of body, skin comes off in larger flakes, typically from skin under the hair, the scalp, and this what's known as dandruff. Cold dry winters can trigger dandruff or make it worse too. Dandruff skin samples show elevated level of inflammatory cytokine, histamine, which causes itching. Blood protein on scalp, it goes to down the level of gene expression. If we take swab from healthy scalp and from the dandruff scalp, and then we extract the RNA from both of the scalp, and we take the markers of the gene expressed, when we compare both of the scalp, 4000 genes systematically upregulated or downregulated in dandruff. For example, immune and inflammatory genes were upregulated, lipid metabolism were downregulated. Pathophysiology of dandruff. Even today, debate on whether dandruff has to be treated as a disease or disorder still continues. In physiological spectrum of scaling, about 4,87,000 scales per square centimeter get released normally after detergent treatment, and this ratio goes to increase 80 lakh per square centimeter during dandruff. The real cause for the dandruff formation from the normal physiological spectrum of scaling is yet to be understood. Microbial factor. Etiology of the dandruff. There is a microbial factor for the dandruff for which the dandruff cause. There is a fungus called Malassezia. Malassezia that lives on your scalp. It thrives in warm, moist under the hair. Everyone has Malassezia, but all don't get dandruff. Malassezia live on oil called sebum secreted by skin. Fungus release enzyme called lipase that break down fat molecules. Lipase, as a byproduct, it attacks your scalp because it produces free fatty acids that irritate the scalp. This enzyme causes the oxidation of triglycerides of sebum to produce unsaturated and saturated fatty acids. The unsaturated fatty acids are consumed by fungi for self-proliferation and growth, and unsaturated fatty acids include oleic acid and arachidonic acid. Oleic acid, which is irritant for human skin, and arachidonic acid, which is involved in potentiating inflammatory response. Another mechanism by which dandruff causes is altering the normal shedding of dead skin cells. Few enzymes on scalp eat up connections between dead skin cells to slough them individually. Malassezia modifies this function of enzyme and inhibit cutting of connection. This leads to aggregation of corneocytes that shed off in clusters, leading to visible white flecks. There is a bacteria which also be the cause of the dandruff. Disequilibrium in the proportion of the two main bacterial populations found on scalp, Propionibacterium acnes and Staphylococcus epidermidis, may also be the cause of dandruff. Non-microbial etiology of the dandruff. There is a non-microbial factor which also lead to the cause of the dandruff. Excessive exposure to sunlight is known to cause dissemination of scalp, minimal irritation of scalp due to over shampooing, frequent combing, use of certain cosmetic products. Dust and dirt cause the dandruff, and this leads to damage to the scalp. Stratum corneum, which is the outermost layer of the skin cells, consists of keratinized cells. Individual susceptibility to oleic acid, dry scalp, and sensitivity to hair cosmetics. These are all the non-microbial factors of the dandruff. Treatment strategies for dandruff. Now we look out for the treatment for the dandruff. For the treatment of dandruff, we use different types of antifungal agents, anti-proliferative agents, and keratolytic agents which inhibit this growth of fungus. Zinc pyrothene is an antifungal agent. We use 0.5 to 2% of its concentration in shampoos for the antifungal activity. If we take zinc pyrothene, there is no common side effects, but it is harmful on ingestion. Rare but severe allergic reaction include rash, skin irritation, etc. What does it actually do? What is its mechanism of action? It disrupts the membrane transport by blocking the proton pumps that energizes the transport mechanism. Zinc pyrothene increase the intracellular copper reservoir in fungal cell, which lead to formation of endogenous. This then leads to loss of iron sulfur protein loading activity. This will deactivate the enzyme aconitase, which further leads to the cellular toxicity. Mechanism of action of ketoconazole. Ketoconazole Ketoconazole is a group of azole agents. What does it do? We know that our cell membrane made up of phospholipid and some sterol molecules called ergosterols. These antifungal drugs target on these components. Ergosterol found in fungal cell membrane, which maintains cell membrane integrity without the structure of cell membrane disturbed, and there is no function. This azoles group inhibit the enzyme. Inhibition of ergosterol synthesis by ketoconazole disturbed membrane function and increase the permeability. We use 0.25 to 2% of ketoconazole in our shampoos for the antifungal activity. There is less serious side effects include mild skin itching or irritation, dry skin or headache. Consult doctor in case of effects like severe itching or irritation. Ketoconazole acts by intervening ergosterol biosynthesis. It actually inhibits the enzyme cytochrome P450 enzyme responsible for the conversion of lanosterol to ergosterol, and this inhibition of ergosterol synthesis disrupts the membrane function and increase the permeability. In this way they treat the dandruff. Mechanism of action of pyrrolidinolamine. We use 0.5 to 1% of concentration in our shampoos for their antifungal activity. There is a side effects: irritation, swelling, pain, bleeding, etc. There is mechanism of action. It actually inhibits the degradation of semen triglycerides to oleic acid and arachidonic acid, as they both was primary mechanism by which the fungi cause dandruff. It inhibits the energy metabolism. In mitochondria of fungal cells, these procotinolamine penetrate into the cell wall to chelate with polyvalent metal ions like iron and aluminium. This complex formation serves as hindrance for metal-dependent enzyme, resulting in inhibition of energy metabolism in fungal cells, leading to fungicidal effects. Mechanism of action of coal tar. Now, the coal tar is not an antifungal agent. It is anti-proliferative agent, and we use it for anti-inflammatory property. Side effects: skin, scalp irritation or staining of skin, hair, chance of skin cancer. Coal tar contains 10,000 of chemical compounds, so its mechanism of action is not well defined. It actually suppresses the hyperplastic skin. Hyperplastic skin is an abnormal increase in number of cells in an organ or tissue with consequent enlargement. Coal tar is said to have an anti-proliferative and anti-inflammatory activities, hence it's useful in dandruff. Mechanism of action of salicylic acid. We use it for keratolytic property, so it is not an antifungal agent. We use 1.5 to 6% of concentration in our shampoos. There is also side effects. These effects make it easier to shed the skin cells, softens the top layer of the skin, and decrease the scaling and dryness. Mechanism of action of salicylic acid. Salicylic acid, that is a keratolytic agent, causes the skin to shed dead skin cells from its top layer by increasing the amount of moisture in the skin and dissolving the substance that makes the cells clump together. Salicylic acid interacts with the skin protein that is called keratin and forms a complex, and this complex formation softens the top layer of the skin, thus eases the shedding of dead skin cells at the superficial skin layer. Role of lipid in the dandruff. We know that in vitro findings suggest that glycerol and glycerol esters induce hyperformation in malassezia. Human scalp is a very androgen sensitive and sebum rich. However, sebum excretion rate in dandruff infected and non-infected subjects was found to be the same. Many subjects with oily scalp didn't show dandruff as well. Clearly shows that lipid may facilitate to some extent but not be the primary cause of the dandruff. ABO blood group and dandruff. Role of ABO in certain fungal skin disease is well established. The cross-reactivity between the fungal cell wall protein and the isoantigen of ABO blood group is presumed to be the cause for the selective susceptibility of certain blood group subjects to fungal disease. B positive and O positive blood group females have more percentage of dandruff, while B negative people has minimum dandruff. This table shows that A negative females have greater percentage of dandruff than males. A positive blood group female have more percentage of dandruff than males. This result is same for all the blood groups because as females have more dandruff as they have long hairs. Dandruff and hair. People with dandruff and dandruff like symptoms might lose hair, especially if the dandruff is severe. Severe dandruff may damage the scalp or hair follicles, causing hair to thin or stop growing. Dandruff hair relationship may in part explain the absence of dandruff in bald plates and hairless or shaved sides and in the region of vellus hairs. There is a following condition which cause both the dandruff and the hair loss. Dandruff in babies. One major difference between the baby dandruff and the adults that get the dandruff. In the baby dandruff, this dandruff may lead to a condition that is called the cradle cap. This cradle cap is a severe form of baby dandruff that results in crusty patches of yellow or red irritated skin. Like baby dandruff, cradle cap is perfectly normal. Many infants develop cradle cap. One study estimates that as many as 70% of infants will develop cradle cap at some point in the first 3 months of life. Baby dandruff and cradle cap are not contiguous, don't cause your baby any pain or discomfort, and generally go away within a week or two. So this is all about my topic. Thank you.